Hey, everybody. My name is Lorenzo Roybal. Let me be the first to welcome you to Rat Pack Nation. We are super fired up for you and excited that you joined the squad. We're going to run you through a quick 6-step process in order to get your business started off on the right foot as quickly as possible. So the first thing that we want you guys to do is, open up your phone and download these two apps really quickly. The first one is going to be your Dream Trips app. And so for those of you that joined as a customer, you can download this app, and it's basically your member portal. So as soon as you get enrolled, you are going to get issued an ID number and then whatever password you set up, and you can hop on the app and then go, mess around on your membership and see everything that has to offer for you. So get the Dream Trips app downloaded. And the other app is going to be our team app. And Rat Pack just stands for retired at 20s, retired at 30s, or retired and thankful, thriving, whatever you fit into. But go download our Rat Pack app. And this is going to be a great resource because it's got lots of different training related videos, little 4 to 5 minute videos that will recap a lot of what I'm talking about right now. There's testimonial videos, presentations. Basically if you were, dropped in the middle of a jungle and all you had was this app, if you had it downloaded, you could figure out how to go make this business work. And so that'll be a good thing to watch on your downtime. And just so you guys know, our team website is ratpacknation.net, which everything funnels through. So that's first step, is just getting plugged in and getting fused into the community. And then the next thing is just getting your launch event set up. And so your launch event, travel party, presentation, it's all the same thing. It's all the same lingo. Basically, we are doing a meeting at your home with your friends and your family, and we are going to come do a presentation for them in your first 3 to 7 days. And so we want to get your launch event on the book as soon as possible so that we can capitalize while everything is fresh, while you're most excited, and we can just create a great story within your first couple of weeks. And so get with whoever got you started and get that launch event set up, and then one of the team members can come help you do that presentation. So to make sure that we get that on the books before the night is over. The next step is really just being coachable. So, when I first got started in this thing, I was 19, I was broke, I had no job, I had never done anything like this before. And thankfully, I got introduced to some of my mentors, which happened to be, some of the top income earners in the company that had made, millions of dollars in some cases, but were, had a very, very awesome lifestyle. And so one of the first things I learned was just to be coachable and be teachable. And if you do that, then you can be unstoppable. And, with that, you just have to be okay getting uncomfortable, because if you do what's uncomfortable, eventually that becomes comfortable. But what I learned is that your wealth zone is directly correlated with the size of your comfort zone. And so even though I had never done something like this before, I had to clean slate it and just learn the system, which we've already got dialed in. If you just plug and play and do the things that we teach you to do, you can absolutely have success doing this idea. And so that's all I was just a clean slate and an open book. And, one of my mentors, he basically just said, I'm going to teach you how to invite somebody. We're going to get people in front of the information, and then we're going to get your business started. And I just had to be okay being uncomfortable. And I love this quote where it says, average people do not force themselves to get uncomfortable. And that's really why they stay average their entire life. And so I preface this to say, when we go through this invite, when you guys are doing presentations, this is new for a whole lot of people. And if you've never done it before, it's going to be a little uncomfortable. And, when I first got started, I made $600 in my first 72 hours just making myself get uncomfortable, because my sponsor had told me exactly what to say to invite somebody to a presentation. And it wasn't something that I would normally say. And I was really just reading a script to my friends, either calling them or doing it over a text message. But because I was okay getting uncomfortable right there, I figured this guy's, got the life that I want. And so I'm just going to do what he tells me to do. So I went through that process, and I ended up making $600 in my first 72 hours in World Ventures, not really knowing anything other than just getting uncomfortable doing exactly what he told me to do. And now it's super comfortable to do this stuff just because I've done it so many times. But it's just like riding a bike. You're going to fall down a couple of times, but as long as you're willing to get back up, you're going to have it all dialed in, and you'll be ready to roll. So the third step is going to be making your list. So we want to go through your phone, go through your Facebook, go through your contacts, and we are basically just going to phone dump on a piece of paper and get it on paper. I know everybody's got a contact list on their phone, but I want you to be able to see it on paper, see their name, see their number, so that you have, something to focus on, as far as getting your business started. So we're just going to phone dump on paper, and here's how we're going to methodically go through your list. And in the beginning, we just want to get a list of the first 20 people that we can go get the information in front of. And then we'll build a bigger list from there, but we want to get you started, as quickly as possible. So the first ones that we're going to go show on this list, and you could probably start writing it down as we go through this, I'll run you through this process, is pull out a piece of paper and a pen, And I want you to write down who your easy ones are. And your easy ones are going to be the ones that do it just because you're doing it. Okay. They're going to be and everybody has easy ones, and they'll be your go-to people, your best friend, the people that you have the closest relationships with, that love you and trust you the most. And we want to get them on a piece of paper. If you were, stranded in the middle of nowhere and your tires blow and you got 1% battery on your phone, who are you going to call? All right. So get the easy ones on the list. We're going to go show them first. Next ones are going to be, who do you know that's incredibly competitive? All right, the high level athletes in your life, the people that that own businesses, they're self starters, people that that are in some kind of sales arena like car sales or insurance or in real estate, but just really competitive people that just love to win, are great people to expose into this business. The third type of person is, who's just fun and loves to travel. Your extroverted friends. We get a lot of these people because we're a travel company. And so your extroverted friends, they know everybody. They aren't afraid to talk to people. They're super connected. They're just super outgoing. They're always the first one on the dance floor. They wear animal print clothing and big dangly jewelry. All right, those kind of people. So get them in front of it, get them on the list. And then the fourth kind of person are the people in your life that just might be sick and tired of being sick and tired. So they're looking. They maybe just recently got laid off, or they've been laid off several times. So, they're just looking for, something to get them out of that hamster wheel, if you will. And if you're a millennial, and maybe your friend group hasn't been working for, 30 years. And so anybody that just might not know what they want to do, maybe they're going to school and they don't know why, or they're just looking for something to latch onto. So go through this, get the list down on paper. And then on this list, what I want you to write at the top of this list is SW. And what that SW stands for is some will, some won't, so what. It's all good, because not everybody is going to join us on this program, okay? We're not going to get everybody. No company on earth gets everybody, and that's okay. We are just going to go, run through the contacts, and if you do it the right way, you're going to get some that say no, and you're going to get some that say yes, and then the whole process begins to start. But when you're making this list, don't prejudge people. Okay, don't play God. Don't try to decide who's going to do it and who's not. Don't be a psychic friend. All right, I don't care how much money they make, how broke they are, how skeptical, how smart they are. It does not matter. You never know what's burning inside somebody's heart. And if somebody would have prejudged me, my life would look way different right now. So I'm thankful that my best friend was, put me on the list. And so just don't prejudge people. We're just going to put them on the list. We're going to expose them, and then just let the chips fall where they do. So don't prejudge them. And just, with the some will, some won't, so what stuff, just be emotionally detached from people's answers, okay? This business creates more first-time millionaires than really anything else that's out there, but it also creates more first-time failures than really anything else that's out there, mainly because, and so, I'll be honest with you guys, and I hope it's okay that I'm honest with you, but, more first-time millionaires, more first-time failures, but the reason, and the question I was asking was, why do people fail? And the only way people fail in this is if they quit. That's literally the only way you can fail, is by quitting. I mean, we can't fire you. You can be the worst rep in World Ventures history, and we can't get rid of you, which is great because it gives you time to get better. That's the process I had to go through. I had to go through, being bad process in order to get great at it. But we can't fire you. So the only way somebody fails is if they quit. And so why do people quit? Well, the answer to that is they get their feelings hurt because they go into it with improper expectations where they feel like everybody is going to join them, and that's just not the case. And if you do it the right way, a lot of people will definitely come along for the ride, but just don't get your feelings hurt if people don't join you right out of the blocks. I just kind of look at myself like a waiter or a waitress where, if you've ever been to a breakfast place like Village Inn or an IHOP or something, the waiter or waitress is always going to come around and they're going to ask you if you want some coffee. And that's just kind of how I look at it, because I'm not a coffee drinker. So every time the waiter or waitress comes up and says, "Hey, do you want some coffee?" my answer is always no. And that person literally puts no equity into that. Like, they just go to the next person, ask them if they want some coffee, and they go to the next table and ask them if they want some coffee. And they're just, if they want coffee, they're going to pour the cup. And if they don't, they're on to the next person. And so that's how you have to look at this business, where we're just asking people if they want to come along for the ride. And if they don't, I'm not going to go into the back and have a nervous breakdown about it. We're just going to the next table and then the next person to ask them if they want some coffee. And if they do, awesome. If they don't, no big deal. Okay. So just detach yourself emotionally from people's answers, because a lot of the people that don't do it right now, if they don't, if you just stay in it for a while and you start making some moves with it, and they see your lifestyle starting to change a little bit, they're going to come back later. So just let them cook for a little while, but some will, some won't, so what, but don't prejudge people. And it's all good. All right. And we just want to go through this process as fast as we can. And you just got to look at it like we're going through a deck of cards and we're just looking for the aces. Okay. It's a mathematical certainty that if you go through a deck of cards, you're going to have 4 aces in there. But that means you got 48 other cards that are not aces. So you're going to go through lots of deuces. You're going to have some jokers in there. You're going to go through the whole gamut of people. But we're just going through this deck of cards as fast as we can so that we can find our aces. And when we find those people, that's when our life changes big time in the business, and that's when we get paid in a major way. All right, but we just have to go through the process to go find these aces, and and as the term goes, fast is fun and slow is a little bit more painful. We just want to go through it as quickly as possible. So here is the invite, and really what you really need to learn how to do is how to properly invite somebody, because the last thing you want to do is go explain this to people. Don't explain it to people. Don't go verbally vomit on people, travel, business, opportunity, any of that, because we just want people to see it for what it is, not based off of what came out of your mouth. So we just want to give them the best opportunity to actually make a good decision on it. Because if we don't, you're going to get a whole world of answers that are probably not profitable for you. And so if you can really get this dialed in and keep the invite and let the presentation be the presentation and keep them separate, then you're going to have a lot more success in this business than if you just try to sell them in the conversation and you say too much because you think that they're going to trust you and you just want to cowboy it up and go do it the exact opposite way that we're teaching you to do it. So if you get this dialed in, this is awesome, because this is what made me $600 in my first 72 hours, was just getting the invite down and then getting people in front of the information. So with this fly card scenario and this smart card that we've got rolling around, we've got a window of opportunity to capitalize on this invite while we're pre-launching it. And so everybody that's thought that can hear my voice, you guys are on the inside scoop. You were in charge of pre-launching this fly card. That's probably why you got started, because you saw the advantage of getting positioned ahead of this. And so it makes our invite super easy. And there's other invites out there that you can see on the app, but this would be my go-to one while we have this window of opportunity. So all you're going to do is you're going to save this exact picture. And you notice it doesn't have the word fly on it, because we don't want them to have any information. Again, we want the invite to be the invite, and then we want the presentation to be the presentation. We don't want them to just go, just try to figure things out by themselves. We want them to see it for what it is. So you're going to download this picture, and you're going to send this picture to your friends. And first off, I would say hi first, just to break the ice. Don't mass text this picture to people, because people are going to think they got spammed and they're not going to respond. And I have found it more effective to call people after you send this picture. So whether you want to call somebody and say these things, or if you want to text them, either way is fine. I would call them if you can, but you're going to say hi, break the ice, send them this picture, and just ask them, have you seen this? And nobody has seen this because it doesn't exist. We are the first to market with this fly card. So they're going to say something that's curious in nature, like, no, what is that? That's pretty awesome. No, wow. Any of that stuff is probably what you're going to get. And then the invite is you're going to say something on the lines of, listen, I've got the inside scoop of some new cutting edge technology that's about to hit the market. We need to talk before this launches to the public. So make that the core of the invite. If you want to change the verbiage a little bit, that's okay. It's no big deal. But I would just send that card. I would call them after they respond saying, no, they haven't seen it, and say, listen, I've got the inside scoop on some new tech that's about to launch. We need to get together before this launches to the public. This is a super big deal. When can we get lunch? When can we get coffee? Or, hey, I'm having an event at my house tomorrow night or on Thursday night at 7. All right. The person that's in charge of helping launch this is doing a demo, and you need to come see how it works. And so something very similar to that is going to be perfect. And so I would get them out to your launch event, or you can go meet them for coffee. If they're local, go get in front of them in person. If they're not local, we have our website, ratpacknation.net, and all they got to do is click on the smart card tab and plug in the password, and they can go watch the online video. That's the same presentation that we use. But just use this card to your advantage, and then it's going to help you set up a ton of exposures, because you're giving them enough to be curious, but nothing to really figure anything out, which is your whole goal, because now they want to get together and be on the inside scoop as well. So get that invite dialed in. I start getting those out right now. And then the fifth step is just get to the next event. All right. A lot of your success here is going to be determined by your belief level and the music that you play. And what I mean by that is, it's one thing to have all of the right words coming out of your mouth. All right. Like me, I'm very extroverted. So I had to learn a lot of the verbiage and what to say and what not to say, which was important. But even more importantly, it's not the words you say, it's the music that you play. And so we have events, and we have a system that if you plug in, it just makes things go faster. We've got some pretty crazy statistics in the company that the people that come to our live events make significantly more money than the ones that do not. simply because they're coming to the event and their belief level goes through the roof. All right. So whether it's a regional training or if we've got a major training, if you're watching this right now, we've got a big national convention in Dallas at the AT&T Stadium, April 7th through the 9th. And so whatever it is, just find the next event that you can plug into, because when you come and you get to hear the success stories and you get to learn from the top people, it goes from your head to your heart, and you're not just in Royal Ventures anymore, but now it's inside of you. And when that happens, you come out of events saying the same things. You just have a different music playing, and you get infinitely better results. And so that's what I would encourage you to do, is just find the next event, get to there, and don't be there by yourself. All right. Get more people there with you. And that's just going to give you more firepower and more multiplying power to really start building the team that you want to go to create some residual income with. And that's really the process we run people through. It's just, we invite people out using that specific invite. We share it with them. All right. We get them started, and then we get them to an event. You know, we educate them, and then we start the process. But as you do that over and over, you get more people that are doing it with you. And then that creates a multiplying effect for yourself. And so just get that invite down, get those people to your launch event. And then if you can show people even before your launch event, go get together with them for lunch or coffee, but use that card, and that'll be your silver bullet as far as getting people in front of the information. And then the very last step is this: just be here a year from today. All right. Sometimes people overestimate what they can do in a year, but they underestimate what they can do. Or they overestimate what they could do in a month. I'm sorry, but they underestimate what can happen in a year. And so just be here a year from today. You know, it's like so much can happen. It's a business. It's going to take time to manifest. All right. All great things in life don't happen overnight. Now, you can absolutely go make your money back in the next 28 days. If you make 3 sales, you're going to get your first check. If you make 6 sales, you're going to be profitable on the business. And so if you do that in your first 28 days, you're going to create a great story for yourself. But no matter what the case is, all right, just be here a year from today, because you never know who's going to enroll after you that ends up on your team that really starts doing some damage, or what you might learn, or what breakthrough you might have through going through this process. So just be here a year from today, and you'll be shocked at just how different your life looks in a lot of different areas, especially if you're plugging in the way that we teach you to plug in. So with that, you know, we're here to help you guys. We love you. We're excited for you. Welcome to the Rat Pack. We're going to make it a monster year for you guys, and just get dialed in, follow the system, and we are going to go kick some butt. So have a great day.